Illinois is a state in the Midwest of the United States, and for a long time it has been called the Land of Lincoln, connected with President Abraham Lincoln, who led the country through the Civil War and ended slavery. But Illinois is not only famous for its history, but also for its cultural diversity, its strong economy, and its natural beauty that goes from wide cornfields to modern cities, especially Chicago, which is a world center of finance, art, architecture, and music. When visitors come to Illinois, they can easily feel the mix between modern and traditional, between the busy city life and the quiet countryside. This is a small picture of the United States, where the proud past, the bright present, and a future full of potential all come together. Illinois has an area of about 150,000 square kilometers, and it is in the center of the Midwest with a special strategic position. In the north, it borders Wisconsin. In the northeast, it borders Lake Michigan. In the east, it borders Indiana. In the west, it borders Iowa and Missouri, with the great Mississippi River as a natural border. And in the south, it borders Kentucky, separated by the Ohio River. The capital of the state is Springfield, while Chicago is the biggest city and is seen as the heart of the state. The land of Illinois is quite different. The north has low hills and forests. The center and the south have rich plains that belong to the Corn Belt, which is an important corn area of the United States. With a humid continental climate, Illinois has 4 clear seasons: fresh spring, hot and wet summer, beautiful autumn with yellow leaves, and hard winter with much snow, giving rich experiences to both people and visitors. Before Europeans came, Illinois was the home of many Native American tribes, especially the Illiniwek, and from them the name Illinois was born. In the 17th century, French explorers like Jacques Marquette and Louis Joliet came to this land and made Illinois a part of New France. After the French and Indian War, this land belonged to Great Britain and finally became a part of the United States in 1783. On December 3, 1818, Illinois officially became the 21st state. In the 19th century, Illinois grew fast because of industry and trade. The good location with rivers, canals, and railroads made Chicago one of the biggest industry and trade centers in the United States, bringing millions of immigrants from Europe and later from Asia and Latin America. In the 20th century, Chicago also became a symbol of architecture and music, the place where electric blues, jazz, gospel, and especially house music, which is an electronic music style with big influence in the world, were born. Today, Illinois is both a food store with corn and soybean production among the highest in the United States, and also a center of finance, education, and technology, with Chicago seen as a global city. Chicago is the bright jewel of Illinois, and also one of the biggest and most lively cities in the United States. The city is famous around the world for its shining skyline beside Lake Michigan, its modern architecture, its rich music, and its special food. Visitors who come to Chicago can explore many famous places, and each place has its own special color. The journey usually starts at Millennium Park, the green heart of the city. The most impressive point here is Cloud Gate, a huge bean-shaped sculpture made of shiny steel. With the ability to reflect the whole city and the sky, Cloud Gate has become a modern symbol of Chicago and is a place that visitors cannot miss to take special memory photos. Right next to the park, the Art Institute of Chicago welcomes you with one of the best art collections in the world. The museum has masterpieces from Monet, Van Gogh, Picasso, and many other great painters, making this place a paradise for people who love beauty and who want to be inside a creative space beyond time. The next symbol of the city is Willis Tower, a skyscraper that once was the tallest building in the world. The special highlight of this place is the sky deck, a glass balcony more than 400 meters high. When you step out there, you will feel like you are floating in the sky and see the whole big Chicago, an experience that is both exciting and hard to forget. If you want to be part of a lively atmosphere, you should go to Navy Pier. This is an entertainment center beside Lake Michigan, where there is a huge wheel, a theater, a museum, shops, and many events during the whole year. While having fun and looking at the shining lake in the sunset, Navy Pier will surely give you exciting moments. In contrast to the noisy Navy Pier, the Chicago Riverwalk gives a peaceful space. The path along the Chicago River opens a beautiful view with tall buildings reflecting on the water. This is a perfect place to walk, drink coffee, or simply sit and relax, watching the slow life inside the modern city. For people who love sports, Wrigley Field is an important stop. This is the home stadium of the Chicago Cubs baseball team, one of the oldest and most traditional teams in the United States. Wrigley Field is not only a place to watch sports, but also a cultural symbol connected with the memories and pride of the people of Chicago. If Chicago has a modern spirit, then Springfield is a land full of history, closely connected with the life and work of Abraham Lincoln, the greatest president in the history of the United States. This city is seen as a living museum about Lincoln, where visitors can follow his steps during the difficult time of the United States. The first stop when you come to Springfield is the Lincoln Home National Historic Site, the house where Abraham Lincoln lived with his family for 17 years before he went to the White House. The house is still kept almost the same, from the living space to the personal things, giving visitors the feeling of going back in time to the 19th century to imagine the simple life of the future president. A place that you cannot miss is the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum, where the journey of Lincoln is shown from a small-town lawyer to the leader who guided the United States through the Civil War. The museum mixes traditional displays with modern technology, giving a lively experience through exhibitions, documentary films, and recreated spaces. This is a place that both gives inspiration and helps visitors understand better the character, the intelligence, and the strength of Abraham Lincoln. One of the other important historic places in Springfield is the old state capitol, the old Capitol building of Illinois. In this place, Lincoln worked as a legislator and a lawyer, and he also gave important speeches that made the base for his great political career. The old architecture and the serious atmosphere help visitors feel more clearly the life and the political spirit of the 19th century. In the northwest of Illinois, Galena is one of the most beautiful towns in the United States, with a classic charm. The red brick houses from the 19th century, the small streets going around the hills, and the peaceful nature give Galena a rare quiet atmosphere. This town was once the home of Ulysses S. Grant, the famous general in the Civil War and later the 18th President of the United States. Today, Galena attracts visitors with art shops, small galleries, cozy coffee shops, and restaurants. This is a perfect place for a relaxing weekend, to learn history and to enjoy the peace of the American countryside. About 2 hours by car from Chicago, Starved Rock State Park is seen as the most famous state park in Illinois. With more than 13 sandstone canyons made over thousands of years, together with beautiful waterfalls and many hiking trails, this place is a paradise for people who love climbing, picnics, and photography. In spring, wildflowers bloom in bright colors. In summer, it is a perfect place for camping. In autumn, the red and yellow leaves make the view very beautiful and charming. In winter, the frozen waterfalls create a magical scene. This is a perfect destination for people who want to be close to nature and feel the four seasons of the Midwest. In the far south of Illinois, Shawnee National Forest spreads over more than 1,100 square kilometers and is a rare natural treasure. The most famous place in the forest is the Garden of the Gods, where huge rocks with strange shapes make a wonderful view, especially beautiful when the sun goes down. In addition, the forest has lakes, waterfalls, and many trails for walking, cycling, horse riding, or camping. With its rich ecosystem, Shawnee is a favorite destination for people who want to leave modern life for a while, to find peace and connect with nature. The culture of Illinois is a special mix between the identity of the American Midwest and international character. Chicago is an art center with theaters, symphony orchestras, and big museums. It is also the home of modern architecture, where famous names like Louis Sullivan and Frank Lloyd Wright were born. The people of Illinois have a strong love for sports, from the Chicago Bulls in NBA basketball, the Chicago Bears in NFL football, to the Chicago Blackhawks in ice hockey. The people of Illinois are friendly, hardworking, and simple like in the Midwest. But in Chicago, they also show energy, creativity, and openness. The diverse population with many communities from Europe, Latin America, Africa, and Asia has made a rich multicultural society. The food of Illinois, especially in Chicago, is also famous around the world. Chicago-style deep dish pizza with a thick crust and full of cheese is an experience that you cannot miss. The Chicago-style hot dog is special with sausage, tomato, pickle, onion, pepper, and mustard, and it never has ketchup. The Italian beef sandwich, which is bread with thin beef cooked in tasty sauce, is a street food loved by the people. In addition, Illinois also has many wineries in the South, which make the food culture of the state richer. Illinois is not only a state on the map, but also an important part of the story of the United States. This is the place where the past, the present, and the future meet, where visitors can learn about the history of Abraham Lincoln, enjoy the busy life of Chicago, and relax in the great natural views. If you want to understand the United States more deeply, you should start with Illinois, the true heart of the country of the stars and stripes.